Hi, it's skycat.live. It's 5:35 p.m. on 12/11/2023. That is a Monday, excuse me. Monday, December 11th, 2023 at 5:30. And thank you for tuning in here today. We play the bells and cleanse the evil yokai demon energy the fuck out of here. Those guys can go fuck themselves, if anybody else. And we're gonna move forward here. We will begin this session with a Twitch recap, the annual 2023 recap on my channel, and we'll look at my stats to see how bad I was at streaming, which is kind of funny. And with that, we will get out of the big screen. Today we'll be playing 4 games. We will be playing some World of Warcraft, some EVE Online, some EVE, Rust, and some Fallout 76. And thank you so much for your time. I've been giving FFXI a little bit of a break here, not logged on for a couple of days. And yeah, so on that note, we will definitely move forward here and get off of the big face. Get on to the big face. Sorry, small face. And then your year, well played, etc. All the streams, all the memes. Oh, hold on, I gotta fix my camera here. Look. And then all the streams, all the memes, all the wins, and every second we spend live together add up to something bigger. So get ready to recap, look back, and celebrate your year on Twitch in 2023. Hours watched, 8,000 hours. You get an idea. Just this year, I clocked 8,000 hours on 4 different games, 5 different games, 6 different games, 7, 10 different games. So you get an idea that like what most people are impressed by, I will do in 3 years. Total streams was 888 in a year, which is pretty good. That's like 2 or 3 a day. Categories across 5, clips made 18. All of them were probably good except for the people who made the clips. 14.68k chat sent. So I have definitely been talking to the community. The community's been talking to me. 14,000. My top 5 categories are Final Fantasy XI, Rust, Just Chatting, EVE Online, and World of Warcraft. And I am in the top 10% for all of these. See it? In terms of, I'm in the top 10% for all 5. Which is cool. So, and your top 3 tags are English, American, and solo. Your emote was a hit. Bonus achievements. My affiliate was unlocked this year. I made 2,070 channels points spent. I don't even know what that is. I built a community of 3,591 followers, and 8 of which subscribed. And your loudest fans in 2023 were Dave, Less Than 3 Pi, Mr. Making Bacon, Number 2, Volcano Girl, Justin Bomb, Terra Firma, Trevor Yup, and Aquinas. And thank you for playing. Celebrate and chat with the limited time global emote, Goat Emoti. Celebrate and chat with the limited time global emote. Don't forget to stream your recap. This year we're coming together for recap like never before. Be a part of our end of the year recap event with the chance to be featured on Twitch's front page by turning your recap into a stream. Okay. Get ready for recap. Together for recap. Play through our community recap. Together for recap. In other news, etc. I'm not part of the Twitch culture. I would say I'm not part of it. I have no idea what's going on there. I don't know what the emotes are. I don't care. I don't care what people do, etc., etc. I want to change my title from WoW SoD Rogue to Rust Hardcore Zombies. And then, and we are good. We'll come over to the live streaming and change the title there. Rust Hardcore Zombies, right? Hopefully everybody who normally comes to my stream saw that I was playing Fallout and then didn't come to the stream. And all those Rust shitheads who have small penises and small brains, they just skipped over me today, hopefully. But what we're really doing is playing Rust. And hopefully they stay the fuck away from me. So let's get to it. We're going to do a nice 12-hour stream today. Go till 5 or 6 in the morning. Going to be a long session, I think. We'll see. Gonna go out and park my boats somewhere else and get some metal in the furnaces. We'll go out by this wreckage here. So yeah, that's pretty good. Way less likely to be popped out here, I think. So that's good. Alright. Go swim around with the tool and go pop those things unless I have a ranged weapon. Maybe I have a ranged weapon, I don't know. Wish I had a gun in this boat. I don't think I do, though. Which sucks. Oh, I do. Well, okay, so, but I don't have bullets. Don't have bullets, but that's alright. Maybe we can get it. Maybe we can get what we need. Maybe I best fire arrows at this, actually. It'll be the cheapest way to do it. Cheapest and quietest. The quietest revolution. Oh, next month I get to do my, oh, I am going to loot the mailbox. Oops. Oh, I have no sales, huh? I have 18 still ready to sell anything? I guess not. And okay, nothing else to do on this character. We're going to log over. Guess I'll just go over there since I'm going to go over there anyways. Hard. There it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Target practice. Take a shot at that one, but I'm going to miss. That's alright. So nice. Yeah, get some more stuff here. Alright, seems good. Let's go suicide back to the mainland. We have 10 people online. That's good. Looking good. FEV, VHQ, bitch. Okay. One gold, 89. Not bad, not bad. I guess we'll go back to the town and we'll buy my 4th bag.
My wind riders are trained to fly quickly through the hot Baron's air.
$417 mil. Oh, yeah. I need wood, metal, and high qual, so we'll go out and with a nail gun and a pick and an axe, and we will dump whatever remainder. That put me to 1 day, 8 hours, but I still need high qual. There's nail gun, nails, / kit. Redeem, we got more guns, oh yeah. And, yeah, might as well. Shit. We're gonna keep the and put the 200 scrap in there. 644. Not bad. And we are on our way to a T3. We have everything else we need except for... I think I'll finally take out a suppressor now, so I can win fights as opposed to losing them. And, yeah, and that'll be a good kit for what it is I intend to do. Yes, very good, very good. We will do 3 of these. Yes, and we will go farming. Let's go get metal frags, high qual, and metal ore. Oops. Got to go to EVE Online, Yule's Ascent. Oh, good. High sec ice storm filament. I want 1 million. 1 million. No, this is a bad place to do this. Oh well, it's alright. Alright, I gotta go kill these zombies. They're driving me crazy. Okay. The stone doesn't hurt. Let's go dump this all in the Dropbox on the way out. Oh, hey, number 2, how you doing? As we can see, the chatty immediately broke, and so we must go fix with that. That's cool. Right off the bat. So let's try a restart. Maybe the third or fourth time will be a charm as opposed to the first 3. Same program, same executable, same software. But maybe the third or fourth time will be a charm and it actually works. Let's see. F9. Nope. No, I need you to actually do what I told you to do. There we go. And then we will see if you are competent enough to get a notification right. Seems like you are now, but not when number 2 speaks though. Got to make sure when number 2 speaks that it's quiet, because Chatty is a piece of shit like every other software program ever made, and it barely works. And hi, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Sorry, the software really needed to get in between you and I saying hello to each other. Don't know why, but it's a piece of shit software developers fucking us, that's why. Don't know why the software got between us saying hello, but it did. So... And hi, thank you for coming back in. Fucking Chatty. It didn't even get your chat. Let's see. I gotta go back to the Twitch. I really wish that Twitch could have notifications on their chat. It would be so nice. You imagine if Twitch had a single clue how much better the world would be. You know what I'm saying? Did the guy with 28 hours add to his base? Oh, I don't know. That's very far from me. When I went to his base, that was 25 blocks from me. I have no idea. Getting back there, I don't even know if I can find it again, which is why I took pictures. I mean, that's so far from me. I have no idea where that is. I'm trying to think. It's... Oh, no, it's Outpost. He raided me. So I don't know. I have no way to get back. That little 1x1 that I built at Outpost, which is like 25 blocks from me or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. He raided me. I don't know. The bag that I had in his neighborhood is gone. So I have no idea if he grew or not. I imagine he did, because he's got a trio with, like 40,000 hours. There's some of the most skilled people in Rust came here. There's only, I think, like a few thousand people in the world with more than 20,000 hours. I have no idea. Like his base, he raided me pretty much immediately. So I have no idea. 21,000 hours. In one game. Oh. Oh, born loser territory. One single game. 22,000 hours in Rust. 21,000 hours in Rust. What a fucking idiot. I'm sorry, I can't say it with a straight face. I went calculating my hours yesterday and I was like, yeah, across 7 games, I've got 50,000 hours. But one game, 20,000 hours? Like number 2 said yesterday, I hope one day, I hope one day to find a game that I like that much. 22,000 hours. Oh, I mean, I'm so mortified over my 4,000. I can't imagine how bad that guy feels. Oh, and we're supposed to venerate this. It's kind of like whenever a Rust player says, oh, that guy has 20,000 hours, you should respect him or whatever. It's kind of like saying, oh, that guy's Hitler or that guy's Ebenezer Scrooge. And you should respect him as he dives through his gold in his big giant money vault that has all the gold. And he's a money fight. Right? Money fight! And they're all tossing stacks of money at each other and shit, right? Money fight! You know? It's kind of like, oh man, I'm really supposed to look up to Ebenezer Scrooge and his 22,000 hours in that big fucking bank dome of his at the top of the hill where he spent his entire life filling that bank vault with his money or whatever, or he spent his entire life playing Rust or whatever. I'm sorry, I can't respect it. It's so far from reality. Oh, it's so far from reality. Trying to respect 22,000 hours. Ugh. You better be Helk at that point. I don't know if Helk has 22,000 hours. That's the main developer of Rust, right? That's like, you aren't the casino. You aren't the casino. It literally is a very apt analogy I'm about to hit, right? You aren't the casino. You're not the Native Americans who own the casino. You're not the people who bring the food to the casino each day, or like, you know, the people who operate the liquor license, or like, you know, you know, you don't do anything to make sure that the casino runs like the Native Americans do. You just go to the casino every day for 12 hours until you have 22,000 hours at the casino, and we're supposed to respect you. Now, if you say, oh, yeah, I've been a gambler my whole life. I've been all over this world. I've capped out 20 different MMO. I'm sorry, I played at 20,000 different casinos in this world. And I've been all over the place. And I've got stakes and people and friends wherever I go in every single town and all this. That's a lot different from, yeah, I sat in one casino for 22,000 hours. Respect me somehow. I sat in one casino for 22,000 hours. Respect me for that. No. The answer is no. I get bragging about the 4,000 because I'm bragging about how bad it makes me sound to other people. I literally heard a Starfield dude yesterday being like, oh my god, this guy's got 400 hours in Starfield. And I'm like, 400 hours isn't shit. It's not shit. 400 hours is shit. Shit. It's even shit in comparison to Starfield players. 400 hours is shit. It's just straight up shit. It's straight shit compared to even Starfield players who probably all have like 1,000 at this point. And I'm just saying, like, I'm sorry, but it's just, you know, like, it's all relative. But what one man thinks he should be respected for, another man is like, oh, facepalm. I have 22,000 hours at the game Uno. I'm the best Uno player in the world. Heh. I'm much better at Uno than you. $22,000 hours. Or whatever it was it 21? It was like 21,000 hours. Or yeah, it was like 21,000 hours, right? Jesus fucking Christ, man. Reality call, reality check, reality check, reality check time, reality check time. Yes, it's not love, it's obsession. Hey guys, I spent the last 20 years following Taylor Swift around, and I built a whole bunch of like a Swiftie mafia, and we track her movements across the globe. And wherever she shows up, we show up, and all this. You should respect me. No, you're just a loser. Oh man, I'm the best troll on the planet. I sat around at this dude's channel for 2.5 years. I tried to become his admin. I tried to like suck his dick and he wouldn't let me. I'm such a good person. I spent 20,000 hours sitting around this dude's stream or whatever. And it's like, no. Nobody's ever going to respect you for that except your own mind or whatever. Nobody respects the Rust dude for 21,000 hours except in his own mind. Like, no. Nobody's like, oh man, like, like, no, you're just a born loser or whatever that just has no control over their life and only does that one thing. That one thing is his master. And, oh God. I think the most hours I have in a game is like 3K hours. Yeah, I bet it's more. I bet it's more. What's your favorite game? My favorite game is Final Fantasy XI. Let's go look at my play time on Just Horizon, which is the 4th iteration of Final Fantasy XI that I've done. First it was retail, then it was Nozomi, then it was Wings, then it was this Horizon, right? Let's just go look at what my favorite game is on a private server. Oh God. It's a lot more than you think. And on top of it, 21,000 hours is not as much time as that guy probably spent at Ultima, right? If I could see my hours on Black Ops 2 Zombies, it's probably more. Okay. You know, my best friend is an extremely good Black Ops 2 player. And I really respect that. I know what it means. I've seen her play. I know what it means. And grass number 2, I really didn't want to give you respect for a Call of Duty game, but if the one that you did drop, which is Black Ops 2, I would say, yeah, that's pretty impressive, buddy. That's pretty impressive. All that time on Black Ops 2 Zombies, wow, yeah. That'll make you a really fucking good player. There's like 3 games out there that'll make you a really fucking good player. There's Black Ops 2 Zombies and just Black Ops 2 in general, right? Multiplayer. Then there's Rust, and then there's Fortnite. And those 3 will make you a really good player. I love the era of COD. See, I did not. But that's just me. I'm older than you. I have no wish to besmirch your love. So, we'll just leave it there. But I respect it. There's a difference. I respect it when a Black Ops 2 player says I played for 5,000, 10,000 hours, right? I respect that a lot more than Rust. Rust is waiting for engagements to happen. Black Ops 2 is just fighting. It's just fighting all the time. I know it is. It's exactly like Overwatch. It's just fighting all the fucking time. I wonder how many hours I have on Overwatch. Let's go look at that, huh? Let's go look at Overwatch. That'll be disgusting for me. Let's go look at how much time I've spent on just Overwatch. Jesus fucking Christ. That's going to be a mess. Yeah, so... Okay, I cannot see my Overwatch. Why is Overwatch not here? What, I mean, what? Make this bigger. Stupid fucking thing. I have a ton of hours on Civ, but on multiple titles. Yeah, that was what I was getting at, number 2, but I wanted you to come to that conclusion on your own. Remember when I said, I bet it's more, didn't I? I said, I bet it's more. Right? What I meant was, if you were to sum up Civilization in all of its entirety and sum up all of your hours on it, I bet it's more than I have in Rust. Which right now is, oh god, and this isn't to brag, I'm just saying it's like really a sad fact. It's a sad fact I'm not that proud of. We're gonna go to I don't know why my Steam isn't open. That's why I was like, I bet you have more. I bet you have more hours than this guy does at Rust. If you count all of the Civ games together, right? Or whatever your favorite game is. That's why I said, what's your favorite game? It doesn't matter what your favorite game is. Okay, do you know how much hours I must have spent on Grand Theft Auto 3? It had to have been 5,000. It was all 5 years of my high school. You know, did you see the Twitch recap? Yeah, I did. I did. You weren't in yet, but I did my Twitch recap on stream. But we can go back through it again if you want. Yes. I think I've had you tabbed for 900 hours. So I streamed for 8,000 hours this year, which is why I don't like, you know, I mean, I seriously did. I streamed for 7,530 hours this year. 888 total streams, 5 categories, 18 clips made, all of them fucking fire, by the way. I don't fuck around with clips unless they're fire. 14.68K chat sent. Top 5 categories, Final Fantasy 11. Now, where am I right now? Am I going to die? Where am I in Rust? I am currently on something or somewhere with no light and no place to go. Oh, I climbed the pylon because I knew I was out of light. Oh, no, I can ride the pylon out if I can see which way to go, which I believe is... Oh, no. Am I at the top? Yeah, I'm at the top, but... Let's see. 869 hours. Yeah, thank you so much for the amount of viewership that you've given me. If this ever... Oh, thank you for the wonderful viewership. Let's all suck each other's dicks or whatever. Like, I really love the viewership. You are my best, my best, community member. And, without you, I couldn't have done this. I obviously reached one person. That's good enough for me. And I could go for I could go to the grave having just reached you. And that's enough for me, you know? It'd be nice if it was millions of people because I want my mother to think I had some kind of legacy and there was some kind of point for me to even be alive. But I mean, but I don't think there was. So we try to get what we got, which was, I was happy with 1 viewership. I'm happy with 1 viewership for the rest of my life. I would sit there happily for the rest of my life. I don't fucking care about the numbers or the money or the people or their stupid problems or their clout or any of that stupid shit. I don't fucking care about that. Final Fantasy 11, Rust, Just Chatting, EVE Online, World of Warcraft. And were my top 5, and yep, and then there was my top 3 tags were English, American, and solo. My emote was a hit, which is hype. I don't know how skycat.live hype. I don't know how you even do that. I don't know how to do the emote, but yeah. Bonus achievements, affiliate unlocked, 2,070 channel points spent. I got 3,591 followers this year and 8 new subscribers. And your loudest fans in 2023 was my friend Dave, and then you, and then Less Than 3 Pi. That's me. Mr. Making Bacon talked to me for a good couple of days, I think, and Justin Baum. Those guys were awesome. And these are the people who have subbed to me, who are permitted to speak to me, right? So you guys have subbed to me, and you have spoken the most. You should be up here where Dave is, but I don't think it's playing favorites here. I think it's just saying all the people who spoke to me, right? So you belong right here where Dave is. Although I don't know, Dave might have been talking to me before more at the beginning of this year than you might have been. I can't remember. Dave has just been busy, I think, but yeah. And then there's Tara. Tara is my oldest community member. He was in day one. And but that doesn't, but you are the best one by far. None of these other people stuck around except for me and you. I lost all the rest of them, and one of them, this guy, my friend Pedro. I've known for what's 2023 minus 7, it's 16 years. I've known this guy for 16 years, and I was able to keep you before I was able to keep him, And so it's an interesting thing. Even my friends are not willing to sit in my stream, which was something I had to acknowledge like day one. I was like, my friends are just not people who sit in a stream. They're just not. I can't think of anybody I know who sits in a stream watching other people play games. I think it's a really fun thing to do. I do it all the time. I watch people play video games on stream all the time. I love to do it. But my friends, that's not something that they do. Most of them don't play video games anymore. They used to, but 2016, yeah, 16 years, yeah. So yeah, my one of these guys I've known since the beginning of WoW. He's an old raider friend of mine, and the reality is I couldn't even keep him past a day because I am not an interesting person. This is I don't think most streamers are, at least like unless there's drama going on. They're interesting when there's drama going on, but I don't even think most streamers are interesting people unless they're like Mr. Beast and they made so much money that they can entertain you all day long with how much money they have, like Mr. Beast, right? I don't think streamers are that entertaining. I think they just provide that daily bread of between 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 hours of entertainment for free to the masses who can donate if they wish to. But and I think that's the real strength of it. But and you said I'm like you, but as a viewer, I like to have people on in the background. Yeah, me too. I don't know. Oftentimes I don't even pay attention to it that much. We were talking about hours, so I have 1,178 hours on Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2 as well. My hours are sprinkled everywhere. I've got like 400 on ESO. I don't know. Let's go see. I don't know what my ESO is at, but I didn't play ESO originally on the PC. I played it on PlayStation 4. Same is true of Overwatch 1. I played it on PS4 before the before the PC. And I don't know if it's calculating all of my hours, but it's definitely calculating my PC hours is definitely 1,178 hours. I have like another 2,800 hours on my PlayStation 4, which I don't know. I can maybe pull the stats for off my PlayStation Network account, but there's security issues with that, so I'm not going to do it on stream. But yeah, so right even on Overwatch, I've got 1,200 hours. It's like insane. Total playtime 29. Yeah, see what I'm saying? I was like, I bet you have more. You strike me as the long hour type, just like me. So like, trust me. I bet you if you were to add it all up, I bet you and I are comparable. You might have even beaten me. You're an RTS player. I stopped playing video games for 7 years. I actually did. People don't believe me, but I did. I actually stopped playing video games from like 2000 it was 6 years, excuse me. From 2015 till 2021, the only game I played was Final Fantasy XI on my laptop, maybe when I had a home. But when I was homeless, the only game I played was Hearthstone on the cell phone. That was it. And those are 20-minute matches for, it's not like I sat on my cell phone all day playing Hearthstone or whatever. I was a drug dealer. I had a girlfriend. I was a full-time Uber driver for 3 years, and I was a full-time taxi driver for 7. And the only time that I had to play video games at all when I was a taxi driver for those 13 years, all 13 years it was like this, was cell phone games like fucking Hearthstone. So I bet you've got me beat. Ironically, I'm the streamer, but you're the one who should be the streamer. I bet you've got me beat. Even when you were working full time, right? Yeah, I get addicted. So do I. I'm totally addicted personality. Yeah, Valorant is a good game. It's not my game, but I love Valorant. I think it's actually a very good game. I have a high opinion of it. When I played it, I liked it. I thought it was good. I was just like, I don't know why I would play this when I have Rust and Overwatch, But I mean, I think most people would say CS, Counter-Strike 2. But for me, it's actually Rust and Overwatch. To me, Valorant was like a combination of Rust and Overwatch that didn't really need to be made. But that's not to say that it's not a good game, It's a good game. I know it is. I've got a lot of friends who worship Valorant. That's a good game. That's a good game. Yeah, well, I mean, the esports scene died out. The interest in it died out a bit. I would say Apex is doing better than Valorant, I think, but I don't know. Let's go look. Usually, I do the Steam game and player statistics every day, and I plan to on stream, but I didn't look today. The finals has crept a chart, and it's making its impression, and that's good to track. I don't think I want to do Lethal Company at all. I don't want to do co-op horror at all. So Apex has definitely lapped Valorant in major verifiable way. I don't think Valorant is on the Steam store. Valorant is not on the Steam store. I don't know what's the concurrent. What's population of Valorant? I don't know. This is an iffy thing that is not something we can truly track. So approximately 300,000 to 500,000 concurrent players, which puts them at... Sorry, I'm going to have to sort here. Peak today. Yeah, puts Valorant above the finals and PUBG and Apex. Valorant is doing... The only one beating Valorant right now is Counter-Strike 2. That's it. So, Val isn't on Steam. Yeah, it's off season right now. It's not on Steam, no. So, yep. I gotta go home, but I climbed the wrong pylon. Oh, there's the power station. I know where I'm at, but I don't remember. Oh, yeah, you have to go... to that one, I think. Do you remember Flya? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do remember Flya. Yeah, Flya. Flya was in my channel for a while, yeah. And I think I might have banned. Did I ban Flya? I don't remember. Let's go look. Moderation. He is a pro in Valorant. Ah. Nice. Did I ban Flya? Is that a friend of yours? Should I unban them? I think that was him. I don't know. Oh, you don't know him. Oh, he's a pro in Valor. Oh, you don't know him. Okay. Okay, well, yeah. If he's banned, there's a reason. I don't ban just when I'm angry or whatever. Like, when I ban, I suspect them of being part of the hacker crew or, like... racist or sexist incel pieces of shit from the dregs of the internet, like Reddit and all that, or they piss me off directly, or they rep a crew that I don't like. Something like those three things. It's pretty serious to get banned off my channel. They actually have to have a reason, usually. A lot of followers. I assumed it was him. Yeah, I don't know anything about him. Yeah. But I know, I assume he probably is good. I attracted a lot of Rust players that were super skilled. I don't know why. I'm bad. It's obvious. Like when they look at me, they know I'm bad. I don't use headlook all the time like them. I don't play Counter-Strike like them all the time. I don't play Valorant or Apex like them. I don't play Fortnite every single fucking day. I'm not like them. They should have known when they came in the channel. Those guys, they're good people, but they're kind of clueless people. They're kind of young and a little bit immature. Because it's like, dude, I don't share anything in common with you. I don't know why you were in my channel in the first place. And they speak out and they piss me off somehow or something like that. I don't know why. I guess because you thought because I play Rust that I'm like you. But no, Rust is such an open-ended game that, you know, that it's like Minecraft. It's like saying that, oh, everybody who plays Minecraft likes building or something. No, not everybody who plays Minecraft likes building or is good at it or is young or whatever. I mean, it's like sort of weird. So I attracted all these young kids who were like Valorant, CS:GO types and all that. And I was very clear in the channel warning when they go to try and talk to me and stuff. I'm not interested in having kids in the channel. I'm not interested in those younger games that came out 20 years past my prime. I'm not interested in shooters that much. I like Rust and I'm good at it, but I'm not good at it, but I'm like adequate at it. And, you know, and I would say that like their culture is so far from mine that they assume it's one of the reasons I got so irked with a lot of people like that and kicked them freely and so quickly is I think they assume that everybody's like them. But actually, in my experience, it's actually everybody's like me. Only like 1 million people in the world is like them. You know, and I'm going to show again from the Steam Game Player statistics, right? There's only about 1 million people in the world like them, right? And this is it. You can't get CS2 anywhere else. There's only about 1 million out of the 3.5 billion gamers, right? 3.5 billion. There's a lot more gamers like you and me that do stuff like Civ and Fallout 76 and stuff like that, right? There's 3.5 billion gamers on this planet, right? How many gamers, right? There's the estimate that the number of gamers will increase to 3.5 billion, right? The 3.5 billion, and this is an important lesson for you and me to learn. Number 2, Starfield. Yeah, that's good. I wondered where you found me. Yeah, Starfield is good. That's good. I like Bethesda. Yeah, yeah, you do have a really good memory. Yeah, I've noticed you might have what they call an eidetic memory. I've noticed your memory is very good. 3.5 billion by 2025, right? So 1 million of those 3.5 billion are actually like those people. See it? Like there's only 1 million. The rest of the world, and I mean, well, really, it's more than that. It's more than that. It's like 10 million of the 3 billion. But it's like 10 million of the 3 billion are like them. They want to talk shit and look down on me and all this shit and like call me bad or clown me or call me fat or whatever, right? But in my experience, there is only about 10 million people like that on the planet. The rest of us are the people playing Candy Crush, Starfield, Skyrim. You like Civ. I like Fallout 76 and World of Warcraft. Minecraft. Like these hungry young League of Legends, Valorant, Apex, CS:GO players, they think the whole rest of the world is like them. Ninja thinks that the whole world is Fortnite players. But in my experience, one of the reasons these people are so famous is their demographic is actually the smallest demographic. So they're the prettiest, loudest peacocks in the ocean. They're like the clownfish of the ocean. Right? They're loud. They stand out like ninja, right? You ever seen a clownfish? They look like this. This is what a clownfish looks like. I think of them as clownfish, and they wear clownfish shoes. They wear clown shoes. They're clown shoe fish. They're clown shoe fish. It's like literally like they think that everybody's like them, but no, everybody's like me and you. Nobody's like them. Only 10 million people in the world are like these people. Do you see it? Only 10. I wish their browser was good, but yeah, that's it. It is a good take. Everybody thinks that everybody's young, hungry, and thirsty, and they're all at these pro finals for the finals and Counter-Strike and all that, right? No, in my experience, the actual gamers that I actually meet are total, I would say, like, you know, the word goober does not apply to me. Because I'm like this I've been in jail like 28 times. I've slept with 40 women. I've been in high-speed chases. I've been chased by the police. I've hunted police. I wish these things weren't true. I really wish these things weren't true, but they are. And like, you know, I would say goober is just not a word. It's a word that goober girls use to fucking sum me up in their weird goody two shoes reality or whatever the fuck. But no, in reality, I've been chased state to state on fucking federal heroin and methamphetamine charges and shit. I've been rolling with prostitutes, and it's not like I'm a gamer nerd in the background, but I mean that's what my actual personality was like. So I've been called goober by a bunch of dumb, ignorant girls who think that I'm goody two shoe like them because they just lived like middle class. I sit on laptops playing video games every day and going to work every day lives. That is not the life that I lived. Not even fucking close. I've never had a cubicle job. I've never ever had a 9 to 5. I've never ever not worked fucking graveyard. I've never ever not had like crazy butt sex with girls and stuff. I've never ever not been high. I've never ever not been high on 3 or 4 hardcore hard drugs. You know, the word goober does not apply to me. And the word goober, I don't think applies to these people either, right? These 10 million that are playing these games like Grand Theft Auto 5 and Baldur's Gate 3, Lethal Company, Dota 2, Counter-Strike 2, Baldur's Gate 3, etc. I would say Baldur's Gate 3, I would say goober applies to them. But nobody else in this list is goobers. Not the Call of Duty people, not the Grand Theft Auto people, not the Apex, not the PoE. PoE and Baldur's Gate 3 are goober people. Those are RPG people that tend to play like, you know, those type of games and stuff. But I would say Rust is not a goober game. Like the word goober is an interesting one. And I tend to think of the 3.5 billion as goobers, right? They're like goobers. They're just they're like your average gamer. They like goober games, you know. They're into the Lethal Companies and the RPGs of the world and the Baldur's Gate 3s and all this. They're goobers. They don't sit competitively. They work 40-hour weeks. They have families. They got married. They got kids. They're goobers and stuff. That does not apply to me. I had most of my life I spent running from the police. Most of my life I spent selling drugs. Most of my life I spent high. Most of my life I spent fucking like sleeping with perfect 10 girls and all this. I just, you know, goober did not apply to me. It's like this fantasy that I've heard girls try to step to me with before. That's just, it doesn't apply to me. It's not like I don't want it to. It actually doesn't apply. Like when you pull out the file full of the police charges and you flap it in front of their face, and you're like, do goobers have 28 charges with the police and shit like this? It's like, no, I don't think so. And it wasn't for white collar crime either. It was for like straight up drug banging on the fucking corner, essentially. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, some of them were crazier, more like kind of like circus charges, like trespassing and shit like that, receiving of stolen goods and all that. But a lot of it was just straight up possession charges for being basically a thug on the corner. I don't fit the goober mold, never have. I don't like it when people call me that, because I'm like, nah, motherfucker, I'm about likely to stick a fucking pistol in your fucking face. I am not a goober. That does not fit me. It's like trying to call a tiger a lamb. It doesn't fucking work. There's a man in this world who spent 2 years in the last 5 years in a federal fucking penitentiary in Colorado because of me. And specifically, this was over a drug beef. I mean, his drug beef, not mine. You know what I'm saying? So, like, understand, like, those aren't things that goobers say. They're not. And so this whole thing. So, and the top 10, the top 20 of gaming is not goobers either. These are full, dedicated people who, I mean, Dota is goobers and Baldur's Gate is goobers. And like there's a few outliers like Path of Exile's goobers, but the rest of these are not. Counter-Strike 2 is not. Lethal Company kind of is. Finals, PUBG, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto 5, Apex, Path of Exile, Valorant, all of those, Fortnite, all of those fucking crazy games, right? Those are not goober games. They're very dedicated, high energy, esports tourney type games with high pressure, high fucking like replay value, and high profile like Ninja and you know, like all those other like peacock gamers that made their $50 million off a mixer and shit like that, being like really popular, being loud and screaming and stuff like that. Ninja is not a goober either. You know what I'm saying? So like it's sort of weird. So like the world of gamers is comprised of 3.4 billion 990,000 goobers. And then there's about 10 million that sit up here at the top. And I'm one of them. So are you. You know what I'm saying? If you have 3,000 hours in Valorant, you're one of them. The world is comprised of goobers. It's not comprised of these rush shitheads who come into my channel calling me bad or trolling me or stalking me for 2 years because they have small penis issues and they're super ultra competitive because they come from fucking super ultra competitive games and shit. And they want to troll me because they think I'm bad or whatever. Nah, you're one of the 10 million people. It's a very, very small constituency, right? I don't belong in that. I don't belong in any of these games. See it? The only game that I even touched is sitting in number 12. It's not even in the number 10, and the population on it is down. I don't belong on any of those high fucking push games, right? I am a goober. Like when it comes to my taste, not in my execution or my title. I'm talking my games are for goobers. They're World of Warcraft, EVE Online. These games don't require aim. Rust doesn't truly require aim if you don't want it to, you know? Yeah, Val was my first time using a mouse and keyboard, so I like the grind of getting better. So do I. I went through the same experience. I sucked dick at shooters until I picked up Overwatch. I started playing fucking Hanzo. And I started watching this guy, Arhe, who I occasionally put on my stream to cover, you know, and it's so weird. It's like I'm not a self-identifying goober, and I'm not a goober. I mean, I just now got over the statute of limitations on the 28 felonies that I was facing. You know what I'm saying? I'm over the statute. It's over. So like, you know, it's done. It's gone. It's been 7 years. It's ancient fucking history from 2016. Well, 2015 really. You know, it's 2015. This shit all happened in 2015. I caught later ones like trespassing and shit, and I had to put a man in jail over assault. But I didn't. You know, it's like most of the drama ended 8 years ago for me, and I've just been in rehab. I was in 2 years in the madhouse, just trying to get my life together, stop being an alcoholic, stop being a fucking drug addict, stop being a tweaker, stopping all these fucking issues and stuff. And so I got healthier and I got more mental and stuff, and I went back to my goober lifestyle of playing goober games like World of Warcraft and EVE Online and Final Fantasy 11 and, you know, and all these games and stuff. But I do dabble in Counter-Strike. I do dabble in the finals. I did beat Baldur's Gate 3. I have played some PUBG. I have beaten most of the Call of Duty titles. I have dabbled in Grand Theft Auto 5. I have definitely dabbled in Apex. I closed beta tested it. I definitely have played Path of Exile for about 100 hours, and I have 4,200 hours in Rust, right? I don't like Destiny 2. I don't like Cyberpunk. I don't like Siege. I don't like Lost Ark. I don't like Naraka. I do like RDR2, but I could never donate more than 100 hours of my time to it. I don't like Ark. So you see, it's like I fit some goober molds, and I did attract goober people, like Final Fantasy 11 people, and I did attract bloodthirsty, like high-end people from my Rust career, but I'm far more likely to fall on the side of goober when it comes to gaming, but not when it comes to my personal life. Like, my idea of a good time like it's not a goober's idea of a good time. It's popping 2 pills of ecstasy at 6 p.m. in the afternoon, having a sober person drive us down to the club, get a blowjob in the back seat on the way down to the fucking club, go dance to dubstep for 4 hours and order 5 Long Island iced teas for both me and the girl, partying with the homies until 5 in the fucking morning, and then fucking a raving girl in the ass from 5 a.m. till 2 p.m. the next day until about Saturday at 2 p.m. in the morning, and then sleeping for 10 hours. 12 hours, 14, 16 hours, depending on how long I was awake. If I was awake all week from Tuesday until Friday night when the party started, I might sleep until Sunday night. If I slept on Friday before Friday night started, I might sleep until just Sunday morning, which would be about 3 in the afternoon. And that was my life for 12 years. I don't relate to Goober. I don't relate to it. A Goober to me is somebody who doesn't have 28 drug charges and has never been to federal prison and doesn't hang out with raver girls and like club scene people and smokes ketamine and methamphetamine and shit like that, right? Heroin. That is not the things that a Goober does. And every girl that has tried to date me in the last 10 years steps to me and inside of an hour calls me a Goober. They're like, "You're a Goober." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And they're like, "Yes, you are." And I'm like, No, I'm not. And then it breaks their heart when I pull out the file with the 28 fucking, the 7 false assault charges and the 21 felonies that I got over and beat in court or got busted down to misdemeanors or whatever the fuck in all this. I pull out like the clavicle scar from the moped accident when I was high on heroin, and I say, no, I wouldn't say Goober applies, no. And it's weird. They want to stick that title to me. I don't know why. It's weird and it's sick. They want to believe that their little outlaw boy who just got out of the system I've been in the system for 27 years, who just got out of the system and all this, is somehow some middle-class white nerd who makes middle-class money, who never went to jail, who never lived homeless for 5 years, who never was a methamphetamine addict or smoked heroin in a motel room for 2 years with a stripper or any of that stuff, right? I'm sorry, but I'm a gaming nerd, but I don't fit that Goober culture. I never did. When I'm in the room with those people, I tend to bully those people. Like socially, I was always much, much, much higher than those people. So, but I always had the same proclivities as them. Magic the Gathering, video games and all that stuff, right? But I was definitely the guy with the car full of girls. I was not the guy with the car full of Sausage Fest nerds on their way to some fucking Sausage Fest con or some Sausage Fest Ren Fair or some Sausage Fest fucking thing. I was the dude with the car full of girls. And I still have essentially a stable of girls. You know what I'm saying? I still have them. I don't talk to them or see them, but I still have 20 girls in my life that are all like social butterflies who run their scenes and stuff. That is not, the reality of the weird Goober shit that they want to apply to me, it did not fit. I wish it did. Trust me. My live stream was to be that fucking Goober, but it did not work out that way. Like right now, feds could come knocking on the door for some of my friends' beefs. You know what I'm saying? Feds could come knocking on the door for some of my friends' beefs, not mine even anymore. Mine are all past the statute. But yes, I could get feds with AKs knocking on my door right now for some of my friends' beefs that I'm not even fucking involved in. That's not the kind of thing a Goober says. And I never liked, so in real life, I'm not a Goober, but in my taste of games, I am a Goober. See it? None of the top 20 games are Goober games. Almost none of them. The only one is Baldur's Gate 3. And that's why people can't stop talking about Baldur's Gate 3, right? How did a Goober game for low to mid-level players, casuals who played a lot of World of Warcraft and didn't really play on a high competitive level on stuff like on Overwatch 2, I went to Platinum, Overwatch 1, I went on Platinum, and on Rust, I have 4,200 hours, and I went to Large Clan, went to the top server, and all this stuff. Vital, and, and I've been there, and I've done that. I've been top of the scene in World of Warcraft and all this, so I don't fit the Goober, I don't have a Goober's achievement score. I don't have a Goober's history. I don't have Goober friends. I have Lone Wolf Shadow friends who are very good at what they do. and run clans and guilds and shit like that. I don't have, but my taste in video games is goober, which is reflected here. EvE on a PvE tip, Rust on a PvE tip, FFXI on a PvE tip, and we came in here to look at my playtime on FFXI. Time played, maybe? How do you do time played for FFXI? I can't remember. It's been so many years. So this is just a private server. If I was able to log in... How to check time play, right? Like, I just got out of a relationship with essentially a supermodel. I mean, she's not employed by a modeling agency, but she very easily could be, you know? So I type play, but on the private server, that doesn't seem to work. They're not tracking it, so I'm just going to log out here. I thought I'd be able to check my time, but it won't tell me. Oh, well. But yeah, if I were to be able to get into my FFXI account, that's got like 700 days. It's my account with the most hours on it. 700 days times 24 is whatever that is, 14,000 hours, something 15,000 hours. So yeah, so like I don't know, like it's weird because I try to be goober and I try to play goober games and I try to calm down and I try to have a goober life, but I spent most of my life at the top echelons of gaming, at the top echelons of the popularity scene, the top, you know, of the club scene, the raver scene, high school, homecoming king. I did not do this like run of the mill, middle aged, casual, like sort of goober gamer vibe until I was 40, and I'm embracing it now, but it's going to take me 10 years until I don't feel like an ex-junkie anymore, because I feel like an ex-junkie who lived on the scene and like was a lead singer and all this shit. I don't have the profile of somebody who likes did like 9 to 5 and likes normal stuff and normal television and normal games and all this. I don't fit that fucking profile. It sucks. I wish I did. I wish I was more normal, but I am not. So, and that's so now we're gonna get back to the gaming here. I got kind of distracted on my push. I was just, you know, doing stuff here. Went to go get some metal frags for my base. Yeah, heart sign. Yeah. Good talk. Good conversation. This stuff matters a lot to me, you know. You know, like, yeah, I'm a goober. I'll admit it. I'm a goober, but I don't think most goobers could have the feds come roll them for their affiliations with their best friend, the meth cook. You know, I don't think, and not because I know him and they want me to, you know, to tell me where he is, but because I have dealings with him or had dealings with him in the last, you know, 10 years. So like, you know, it's not just, you know, that when they come looking for him, they're going to come looking for me too. And that's why the goober, I call them the goober girls. I've been with 2 of them in the latter, not been with, but I was with a goober girl for like 15 months. I call them goober girls because they really seem to want to call me goober for some reason. I don't know. It's some weird mental sickness with them. It's a weird idiosyncratic giveaway about their personality. They want to believe that you're a bad boy who has like a pure heart of gold, but deep down inside you're like Ken from Barbie or whatever, or you're like whitewashed and you're deep down inside you're a good person or something. Nah, good people don't smoke black tar heroin and roll with strippers and deal drugs for 5 years and live on the streets and stole cars and faced like felonies and we're facing 10-year mandatory minimum sentences and all this. That's not the average purview of a goober. And so I try to warn them, you know. Yeah, you like the bad boy or whatever. But when it comes down to it and the feds come and take me away, you won't like it so much. So I tend to try and stay away from girls who have blinders on like that. Fucking straight blinders on. Like they don't care. You hear about this sometimes with like criminals in prison. They'll have like male correspondence with women who marry them. And that's just gobsmacking to me. Good people don't go to jail. You know? I mean, sadly. Good people don't go to jail. Oh yeah. That happens all the time. Because women want to believe that some heroin addict, methamphetamine addict, total man whore, homeless person with a rap sheet 30 fucking 30 charges long are somehow deep inside Prince Charming. No, it's Charles Manson. It's it's all the guys that they talked about in Mindhunter. It's your Pablo Escobars. It's no, good people don't go to jail. I know, because I'm not going to jail for the rest of my life. I'm a good person now because I don't need to steal to survive or whatever. I'm a good person now, and I'm never going to go to jail again, and I'm never going to catch another charge. I'll die first, And so I am now. I'm the goober they've always been looking for. But it still doesn't change the fact that I'm still not out of the system, not totally, I'm out of the system, but I'm not out of the problems that having friends who are in might cause me. Like, they call it, like, the game, right? I'm not out of the game. I am absolutely not out of the game. For instance, I have a moral obligation to a drug cook to essentially defend his life and take care of him if he needs me. I have a moral obligation to that. I am not out of the game. If he asked me, he's already asked me, and I said no. I told him I'm out of the game specifically because my family is out of the game, and I'm just too old for it, right? But I mean, if it came down to it, I can't say no. He'll kill me if I say no, So like that's what being in the game is like. Goober Girl doesn't understand that. She was never in the game. She thinks, you can just quit or some magic thing that doesn't really work with reality. But no, if you go in with a drug cook for 7 fucking years and you morally obligate yourself to fucking back them and everything the fuck they do because they backed you, put you on the streets and put you on that drug money, making $3,000 a day and all that shit, I wish I was kidding. But no, I have a moral fucking obligation to a drug cook. And if he asks me, I go. You know what I'm saying? And that sucks. That's not the life of a fucking goober, and I don't want to fucking hear it. Now, I'm going to go play my goober games right now on a PvE tip on my Minecraft and my EVE Online and my Rust, and I'm going to pretend that my life doesn't exist and that I was a goober gamer my whole life like them. I'm going to pretend like I was, What I thought I'd do is pretend I was one of those deaf mutes. Right? What I thought I'd do is I pretend I was one of those deaf mutes, right? But I mean, but that doesn't change the fact that I Holden Caulfield my way through this life. And I saw the dregs of ups and downs, and I lived in the fucking ghettos, and I lived in the mansions, and I have a different life than you. And trying to say that I'm like this normal 9-to-5er with a normal goober life is so fucking far from who I was. It's true now. Thank God it's true now. I'm alive on arrival, and it's true now. But it wasn't that way for 40 years. So it'll probably take me 40 years before I feel like I'm totally out of the game. Because it's like I have 2 obligations to drug cooks. 2 of them. I've got 2 obligations to drug cooks. I've got an obligation to somebody who let me live at his house for 7 years. I've got an who is a drug addict. I've got an obligation to several ex-drug fiend, drug dealer girls who brought me in and introduced me to the scene. I've got one who I would die for if she said, I'm facing a drug gang war here with some other meth gang, which I don't think would ever happen with her. But if she said, you have to come help me, I would absolutely come help her. I have more obligations to drug people than I do to the woman I love. Like, for instance, the woman that I love asked me to come help her with something just 2 months ago. And I told her, no, I can't leave my home. I will relapse. I cannot leave my family. They will not invite me back. And I cannot go back to Colorado or anywhere else in this world without facing the drug life that I actually lived for the last 20 years. So I said, no, I'm sorry. If it cost me our friendship and our relationship, I'm sorry, but I'm not going back there, no, right? But if the drug people ask me, I have to say yes. Because they can sink me in a second. And not only that, they can sink her. They can sink my family. They can sink me. Like, this is the actual reality. I fucking wish with all of my heart and fucking soul that I was a goober. But that's the one fucking thing I'm not. It just doesn't apply. It's not because I don't want it to apply. It's like, it can't apply. I have fucking drug fucking affiliations with people who, if they crack that whip, I have to show. You know what I'm saying? I have to show, or they'll kill me. And that's the actual fucking reality of it. It sucks. It sounds like I'm dreaming it up or whatever, but it's not. I can say the names and I can quote them and get shot if I wanted to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. It's not a fantasy. It's actual fucking gang affiliation. It sucks. It's you know, it's gang affiliation. Most goobers don't have gang affiliation. I'm not some white guy trying to act like the beauty, like that movie. They made fun of this in Idiocracy, right? Where they're like, oh, a pimp's love is a complicated one and all this. And a white man, this guy spent the last 10 years in the ghetto trying to learn what it was like to be a fucking pimp or whatever. I didn't try to be. I was one. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's a difference. Like, so now, like, every time some goody two-shoes girl shops me, they're like, oh, you're a goober. You like Lord of the Rings, and you support female presidents, and you're very smart, and you have a college education, and you have many jobs, and you lived an important life full of crazy things and all this. No. Most of the time, I was a degenerate fucking drug addict with a crazy people shot at me with pistols fucking past. And no, I'm not really truly done with it. Not for another 10 years. I have to not speak to the entire scene for 10 solid years before I'm truly out of the game. Or anybody can just call me back. That's what the game actually is. I mean, there was times when I would have gotten shit tatted on my fucking arms to represent the crew that I'm with. You know, that's not goober, you know, but the games are. The games that I play are. And so I have this split personality where they think, oh, you're like me, you're like a goober. Ha, you like goober games and all this. Yeah, I do. I am like you halfway. But I also like smoking methamphetamine right after smoking heroin, fucking a stripper in the ass in a motel room, and then driving home. And I don't mean prostitute, I mean stripper. As in, I drove her to work and back. You know what I'm saying? I'm her taxi driver. So, you know, it just doesn't compute when they try to act like I'm normal. And I don't want those kind of people in my stream. I don't want those kind of people around me, frankly. It doesn't fucking compute, you know? I try to keep... To me, those people are like rubes. They want to believe that you're good. I like that they want to believe that I'm good. But that's not how it played out. Sorry. So, you know, here we are. I want to believe that that I'm good, but that's not how that played out. That's not the people that I have affiliations to. That's not the drug history that I have. That's not the fucking friend history that I have. That's not the mafia kingpins that I owe allegiances to. Two of them, one female, one male. Well, three of them really, except okay. So get this right. I actually have three fucking kingpin affiliations. I was a right-hand man to three different kingpins. All of them Denver gods in their own right. One of them is still facing a 6-year bid. Two of them are facing 7-year bids right now. I'm sorry. One of them is out from a 5-year bid and is on probation for the next 10 years, right? And that's my cook. I have an affiliation to him. If he asks me to do anything, I come. And this is something that a wife or a girlfriend just isn't going to understand. You know what I'm saying? The next one is a lady. I can let her go. She's strong enough. She doesn't need me. She loves me. She's never needed me. She brought me in because she loved me, not because she needed me, right? I don't need her. She doesn't need me. We can let each other go. I haven't spoken to her in five and a half years since it all went down. I'm not going to ever speak to her again. I love her to death, and I know her mother, and I know where they live, and I'm on a first name basis, and I can walk in their house and they're not going to shoot at me kind of thing. They love me to death. That's an affiliation. She could roll on me. I could go to jail for a long time. So I live my life like that. Every day I live my life like I could go to jail for a long time because I could. I mean, I couldn't go to jail anymore. I'm past the statute on her. But I did up until September 21st of last year. I was under threat of 10 years jail, and she easily could have sucked me with a phone call. But that's over with. That's September 21st of last year. We're exactly a year past the end of it, right? And so now one is in jail. Well, I'm sorry, one is in a halfway house for another. For another year, and then they're finally out. They're done with. This is my drug cook. My drug cook is out on a 5-year bid. He's done with his shit. He's done. He's out. He's in a halfway house now and has been in for a year. He's got another 3 to 7 years in a halfway house or something like that. My other affiliation is free all day like OJ and has faced charges but has not ever been convicted like me. She's smart like me, and we'll probably never see each other again, but we could sink each other if we were to try. And I don't think she would ever try. We love each other. We're good friends. She's like my sister. Her mother thinks of me as her brother. That's like my sister, but there's no way that's ever happening. I don't think so. I mean, she's never done it to anybody else in her life, and she's been in the game for 20 years. Since she was 13 years old. She's or longer than that. She's been in the game for 27 years, and she's never snitched once. She's not a liability. I trust her. I don't suspect she'll ever be a problem for me. I don't know, or I would have just stayed in the game. I would have just stayed in the game till I was dead or out of it, one or the other. But I'm out of it now, right? Then there's my third, who I'll even say the name of, right? Then there's my third kingpin affiliation, who I will say the name of because he's currently he's not at large. He's in Denver he's in Longmont County. Longmont? No. What is it? It's out south. It's not Erie. It's the county that Erie's in. I can't think of it, but I have my third kingpin affiliation is with this guy who's currently in Colorado Fed for 10 years. We call him Hotel Guy or Poncho. And I love Poncho, and I owe him my life. And I would go back in a second if he were to ask me, because I owe him my life. There's 3 people that I owe my life to. I actually am not. I was not some fucking goober. It really does not fucking fit me. I have gang affiliations that could still not sink me, but definitely snare me up and force me to deal with police interrogation and stuff like that. I'm still not out of the game. I'm in the interrogation phase where they could still come back and hit me for another 2 years, asking me about priors and stuff that I know about other people. And then on top of it, the third one is in jail and has been in jail for 2 years and 10 months, and I count the days on that one. He'll be in for another 7. When he's out, he'll do probation for another 7. And I mean, when they busted hotel guy in his hotel room, Poncho, he had a lot of heroin and a lot of methamphetamine. So in a lot of different baggies. So he went away for a good 30 years. And so, but he'll get out sooner than that. He'll get out probably 2030, something like that. So I'm in the game until 2035 for the 5 years that he's on probation when he's out. I'm still in the game until 2035. That's 13 years more that I have to do to get away from my gang affiliations that won't put me in jail, but could put other people that I love and owe life debts to, who looked out for me in the darkest times of my life. Those people, if they were to ask me, I would go. And I pray every day I wake up. I don't believe in God, but I'm an agnostic. I believe in God when I'm in love, but I'm not in love right now, because every day I wake up and I pray that my old life won't come back and crawl up my thigh with a knife in its teeth and stab me in the fucking balls until I bleed to death. I really pray that my old life will not come back and stab me in the balls. It can't. Like, legally it can't. My probation officer, one of the last things we did is I sat there with him. I remember it was like September 17th or something of last year, and I sat with my probation officer for an hour, and he was like, "I think you're a special case." And I was like, "Yes, I am." And he was like, why are you a special case? And I was like, "Well, I can't tell you a whole lot of things about what happened in Denver, but I can tell you that I've got affiliations with some major drug people in federal cases, and people who are still at large, and people who have never been caught." And he was like, "I can see that about you." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not lying about that. That's actually true. I wish it wasn't, but it is." And he was like, "You need answers." And I was like, "I do. I need to understand that when this probation ends on September 21st, that these people can't come back and sink me on mandatory minimum sentences, even though I'm on probation now as of September 21st. I need to know if these people can come back and kill me with the system." And he was like, "No, on the 21st, your record is sealed. You have no priors. There's no mandatory enemy." He went back and pulled the file with me. And he was like, "No, there's nothing to indicate here that you will ever see us again if you stay." He was like, I don't, he was like, "Of all the people I've ever had graduate from probation," he was like, "I don't think you're ever coming back. You're the only one I've ever met who I think is not coming back. You have a good career to look forward to that you've been successful with. None of these guys have that. You really feel like you're probably never going to do drugs again." I was like, "I'm never going to do drugs again." He was like, "I really believe in you, and I've never believed in anybody before." I was like, "I know, I believe in me too. I'm done with this shit. I'm not going back to life. I'm done with it. I'm done for life. I will die first, as in I will shoot the police officer and die by police officer suicide before I go back to the fucking system. I'll go die for the gun in his belt, and I'll shoot him in the fucking face and take the Rambo reality before I'll ever go back in the fucking system." And people think that I'm being noble when or good when I say I'll die first before I ever go back in the system. And I used it like that for the judge and the probation officer. But what I really mean is I will never, ever face another day in jail ever again. I'll die first. You know what I'm saying? I am done with the system. And so that means if I have to be sober for the rest of my life to be done with the system, then I will be sober. It's whatever it takes to keep the system out of my life. What happened to me with the system is worse than I think. The only thing worse is either death or Nazi concentration camps. Maybe waterboarding or Gitmo. What they did to me with the system, only Holocaust survivors had that kind of story. So to keep that out of my life, I will do anything, including stay sober for the rest of my fucking life, right? So where I am with it now is like the affiliations are done and have been done for 7 years. And so I asked him, I was like, I haven't even seen any of these people in 5 years. They all have either been resolved, are in jail currently, or will be resolved within 7 years by 2030. And I was like, what happens if one of them just tells some lie about me because they suddenly decided they don't like me or something like that? But they like me. But what if they decide they want me to feel some pain or something out of the nowhere, and they just tell some lie about me and provide some information that only they could have known? And he was like, "No, past September 21st, unless you committed a crime in the last 7 years, you should be okay." And I was like, I have not committed a crime that I have not paid for in the last 7 years. The only crime that I committed in the last 7 years I paid for, which was probation violation on a dirty UI. And these are problems that goobers don't talk about. It's not like I wanted these fucking problems. I just never lived like a goober. I was always high, running around with the hotties and shit. I lived a life a lot more like Drake than Ben Stein or some goober type. You know, that is just not my type. It's never been. So now I pretend I'm one of those deaf mutes, and I don't talk about my past at all unless it comes up like this naturally. And I say what I say, and anybody can record me. They can play it for the judges or the courts or even the kingpins. It wouldn't matter. Nobody would ever disrespect me for what I'm saying. It's all true. So now I'm pretending to be one of those deaf mutes, right? I thought what I do is I pretend I was one of those deaf mutes, right? In the respect that everybody in the game has not spoken to me except for my best friend. Only my best friend has spoken to me in the last 5 years. Nobody in the game has spoken to me in 5 years except for the kingpins, who all came in different ways. They either sent people or directly spoke to me on Facebook Messenger about how they were letting me go. These are not the stories of a goober, you know? All three of them let me go. One just loved me and will always love me as a sister and just wanted me to be happy and was like, I don't care. I don't need you to be a drug addict or a drug dealer. I don't care about that. I love you. She was wonderful. I would marry her if she wasn't a heroin addict, you know? The methamphetamine addict. And my cook is done with the game, but he's not done with the drug. So I don't want to be around him. I don't have any drug people in my life. Not a single one. No, not even my ex. I don't really I don't do drug people. I don't keep them in my life. They're gone. They're done. And then finally there's Poncho, the man currently serving time, who could snare me up in the respect that he could get me snared up in some kind of federal test. I could probably be forced I could be compelled to force to testify if something bad happened with him, but I don't suspect anything bad is happening with him. He's facing his time. They got him for everything they were going to get him for. He's facing 22 years in jail. And Poncho, I love you, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry what they did for you. What they did to you for nonviolent drug offenses and stuff. I'm going to tell Poncho if he ever sees this. And I know because later on, people might consult this video in 10 years and cite me. So I'm just saying it so that maybe it will reach Poncho someday, right? Maybe this is famous one day. Maybe Poncho hears or reads this somehow in some weird reality that doesn't exist, right? Imagine Poncho hears this one day. I want to say, I love you, Poncho, just like D, just like A. And the only reason I can use your name is you're not at large, and that's not your name, so I'm going to call you by your street name, which is Poncho. And I love you, Poncho, and I'm sorry what happened to you, and I'm going to tell you what I told my friend Kay when he went up for DUI and firing a firearm off in a suicide attempt with his kids in the house, is that I love you, and I'm sorry what happened to you, and if the system was a person, I would kill them for you. And that is what I have to say to Poncho. That is what I have to say to K. That is what I have to say to A. And they all know each other. And that is what I have to say to D, right? They all know each other. We're all crew. We all basically ran the drug scene, you know what I'm saying? So what I have to say to them is what I have to say to all of them, really. If the system was a person, I would have killed them for you and broken you free. And that goes out to all 5 of them. K, A, D, Poncho. If the system was a person, and I'm not a killer, I'm not a violent man, I don't believe in violence, never struck a human being in anger, I'm not a killer, no. But if the system was a person, I would have killed them for what they did to me and what they did to you guys. And if the system was a person, I would find out where they live and I would brutally massacre them in cold blood, and I would dance in the fucking blood as it rained from the ceilings. And I would record it and put it on YouTube. And say that if this system was a person, and this is how I kept my friendships with kingpins, is I say things like this, right? There was nothing I could do for all 4 of them, right? There was nothing I could do. I was the one who skated on nothing. I faced no jail time. Those 4, they all faced jail time, all 4 of them, right? I skated on nothing because I'm not a bad person. Everything I did is because I was starving, and the only thing I got caught for was a violation of probation and receiving of stolen goods when I bought a stolen moped, right? That was it. In 10 years, that was it. And speeding, that was it. So, like, you know, I did it smart. They didn't. They got caught. I didn't, right? So I'm out. They're not. I mean, some of them are still in the life. Some of them are out. You know, some of them are in. But of those 4 people and stuff, how I kept those friendships and how I got out of the game is I can no longer help you. And I said it to all 4, and I'm going to say it, and I'm going to cry on stream right now while I say it. I could not, I cannot, I will not ever be able to in the future help you with the system. If the system was a person, I would kill them for you, and I would bathe in the blood and videotape it and show the world. But I can't. So I left the game, and you have to accept that I left the game. And I'm still in the game in the respect that I could be called on priors and forced to testify and all that, especially against P. So understand, like, you know, and I'm not out of the game either. I'm not out of the game. So just understand, like, you know, I'm out of the game, but like I said, they could never put me in jail ever again, but they could snare me up and force me to turn state's witness, and they could fucking compel me to testify and all types of other stupid ass shit. And I don't know whatever would warrant that. They busted P. They busted the main head on the Hydra. You know what I'm saying? They busted P. They got him out of their business. They stopped it. We all quit our jobs and we all stopped and we all faced our fucking various jail charges or whatever the fuck it was. And trust me, like, maybe you might need a goober in your life. That's not me. I wish. I fucking wish. I wish that fit me, but no. I keep several firearms locked and loaded and around me. I keep a fucking nail gun locked and loaded and around me. You think me shooting on zombies all day is an accident? No. Shooting zombies with a nail gun all day is an accident? No. So understand, like, you know, I don't like being like this. I don't want to be like this. I'm not out. I'm out, but I'm not out. And I just, you know, I don't think, like, yeah, maybe my goober games make me look like a goober, and my goober YouTube reality and my goober YouTube execution and my goober YouTube videos and all this make me look like a goober. Yeah. But I mean, don't know too many people with the priors I have, or the friends I have, or the life I had, or the fucking stories, or the problems that could still arise. You know, you done with hardcore WoW? No, not at all. I am stuck in Season of Discovery, particularly because Shadow Strike is the greatest thing that they ever did for the game, which is teleport to target, teleport behind your target and strike, causing 150% weapon damage to the target. Must be stealth. Awards 1 combo point. And what's important to understand about this is what is not said. What you must read between the lines, which is must be stealth. Right? I can stealth every 10 seconds. See, there's me stealthing. There's me dropping it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So every 10 seconds, this is a bad place to try and show you how really crazy this is. But every 3 to 10 seconds, I can kill a target, re-stealth, warp to the next target, kill it, re-stealth, warp to the next target, kill it. They have removed combat walking from World of Warcraft class Rogue, which is the greatest thing to ever happen in MMORPGs. And so now I'm addicted to Season of Discovery, and I have put I logged on the hardcore server yesterday, and I spent 10 minutes there, and I will log on the hardcore server today, and I will spend 10 minutes there, because I'm monitoring auctions every day, trying to raise as much money as I possibly can, because I have a live stream, which I believe I think I have a notepad for this. Hold on. I have a list of my dreams. Hold on. Looking for streamer stuff in quotes, right? I want to read what I want to quote you what you said excuse me, yesterday. Here's a good quote. The child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. So here's a quote from you, right? The only time to fear nukes is if a deranged suicidal man is handling them. Absolutely. I like that. Shout out to Hopkins. I'm sorry I had to ban you, buddy, but stay away from that shitty right-wing incel sexless bullshit fascist misogynist tendencies that you have. And you could have stayed in my channel. But those anti-woman, pro-rape, sexist things that you said in my channel were permabans, and I feel bad that I had to ban Hopkins. But I mean, the child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. That's what he's doing. So there we go. And so we go, we're going to quote number 2 said something really monumental yesterday. I'm going to try and quote you verbatim because it was a memorable one. And I'm not sure. Maybe I managed to save it. Let's see. No, I didn't save it, but maybe we can pull a history. Yeah, not yesterday's, but we did pull today's. So you said something to the likes of, I hope to one day... I hope to one day like a game as much as this person likes this game, right? And that is number 2. And we're going to quote you. I have lost hope for PAX Day. After seeing Asmongold play the beta, that game is inferior to Rust. They're all inferior to Rust right now. PAX Day will not beat Rust. Yeah, unfortunately. So there's some stuff going on in the background, and I'll cover it here because I can cover it quickly, right? The people are making games that look good, sound good, but they are what's called asset flips. And the famous example is Kira has been talking about the day before. Turned out to be I watched in the last 2 days. We watched oh no, it wasn't Kira TV. It was just Kira. I think it's just Kira. The day after Steam's most popular fake game actually released, and he got 100,000 views with this. The day before is a huge scam, right? I believe that there is a game coming that is not a scam that I wish to redirect your interest to, called Fractured Online. Fractured is, and I played Fractured, and I know that Fractured is good.
Fractured Online is a top-down, hardcore PvP MMO.
I'm sorry, not Fractured. It is, ew, God, what is this? It's, I think it's an F name. So... what is this? It's Enshrouded. I'm sorry, Fracture, it's called Enshrouded, right? There is a game that I have played that is just as good as Rust or better because it's got the Fallout 76 combat, and it's coming out this year. We will not see PAX Day until 2026, something like that. 2020 it's mid 2025, so we still have another 28 months before PAX Day hits. It might be good by then, but it's not good like this, which is coming in a month.
independent studio of about 47 people last night. Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back. Force here, and today...
And I played Enshrouded in the closed beta, which I could get in, unlike Paxstay, who sucks dick and banned all the people who actually love their product, right? And didn't actually let us play their beta, which is always the sign of somebody like the day before...
Know what's going on, guys. I don't know if this is some kind of...
So Paxstay is looking like the day before, even though it is a good game, but Enshrouded is not. And so I hate to play up Paxstay as much as I did, but after I saw Asmongold play Paxstay, I was like, okay, there's a problem with Paxstay, which is that they worked on the combat last. They did the graphics, the building, the systems, and the PvE first, and they did the combat last. The combat in Paxstay does not look good, and I will show you here what I mean. I will not play this game if this is how the combat looks. So the fanboys have addressed this, and so has the developers, right? Here's what Paxstay looked like the last day of the closed beta, right? Now this looks amazing, but frankly, this does not look that good to me. This does not look that good to me. This looks like worse than Enshrouded.
No.
Graphically, Paxstay does not look that good to me because it's trying to be optimized and it's trying to play well. But in terms of graphics, Paxstay is not looking that good to me. I believe Fallout 76 looks better than Paxstay.
Ring tier 4.
I don't like these titles. I don't like the UI. I don't like the graphics.
Armor 13.
Now, the building looks amazing. And they got that down, and I'm excited. No, I'm not. I do not like building. I could give two shits about building. It breaks my Asperger's brain. I think it's what's wrong with Fortnite. I think it's what's wrong with Rust. I think it's what's wrong with like Minecraft and all that. And I don't think they made a good builder, and I don't think this is a good builder.
Dang, holy fuck.
So,
Wife? Oh, we getting married now?
so yeah, so the things that they built are fucking amazing, but I still think Rust is better than this. Rust looks and is a much better scale. It has much more for functionality and better building. This did not impress me. Now, the stairs are better than Rust, but stairs to me are busy work.
Okay.
This is cool, but that's not looking too good. Character movement's not looking too good. Graphics don't look better than Mortal 2. The gameplay has good frame rate.
Look what they did.
With how massive the world is. Frame rate's good, and so what we heard from the developers the last day of the Paxstay closed beta is that the combat has not been touched. And we're going to look into that, which is not too good. Paxstay combat is bad. It's bad. So here's from 2 months ago. But, right. Crafting's fine. Building's fine. Here's where we reach our problem. They're phoning in the combat, and you can see this here.
And finally, we can talk about combat. Combat is the core gameplay mechanic of an MMO.
Of all MMOs.
You go out, explore.
Bad.
Kill
Very bad. New World is something like 100 times better than this.
shit and get loot.
New World combat is 100 times better than this.
You can kill bigger shit.
This is very, very bad. I will not play this game. Not while the combat looks like this. I will absolutely not play this game. Nope.
But that's not the
100%, hands down, absolutely, 100%, fuck no. Will not play the game if the combat looks like this. Absolutely, hands down, deal breaker. Nope.
gameplay loop of PAX Day. At least not in the alpha.
Terrible. Fucking terrible. Now, they said in the alpha that the combat has not been touched. So if they fix the combat, I think we could have a potentially good game. Right now, I will give you my honest output. I'm looking at a tanker. Like a tanker that sinks. I'm seeing a Titanic here. And this matters because we've had a Titanic launch in the last 2 days that went tits up, and every single last buyer demanded a refund when they realized what it was on launch.
Elaborate joke, or I guess it. I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know if this is...
I know what's going on. They're fucking robbing us because we're too stupid to understand what a bad game is. Now, I'm not too stupid for that. But most of the community is. Like they can't see a bad game right off the fucking bat, but I'm sorry. I can take 5 seconds a 5-second look at that combat, and I'm like, absolutely the fuck not. Minecraft combat is better than this.
Now, this test was not focused...
Now, they said, so PAX Day addressed this, and they said, hey, it's a building. It's a building and social alpha. We didn't cover the combat in this. But I say, you don't have a game if you don't have the combat in your alpha. You're looking like the day before. You're looking like a Griftonomics bad faith actor trying to steal $1 billion, because if you were in the alpha test, by the time you reach the alpha test, your combat should be what it was going to look like on day one. And PAX Day does not have this. And so now we see that they're milking people like Asmongold who are just too stupid to see the stinker that they've got on their hands. Now, PAX Day has a lot of promise, but the minute that I saw this 5 seconds of the combat in the alpha, which is like, oh, the game's coming in a year. If your combat looks like this 1 year from launch, you don't have a game, you have a scam. And I am not happy to report this. I take, like Kira's gonna say in this video about the day before, we are not happy to report this. I've been pushing PAX Day. I am very unhappy to report this. I've been pushing PAX Day for a year. I am unhappy to report that I believe PAX Day may be a lie. And here's the proof right here in front of your eyes. A year of hard, deep coding is not going to fix this combat system. They don't have a game.
On combat at all. And the devs have said that the current combat...
Why? It's an alpha. All of MMOs are combat. All of it. There is no social MMO that exists right now. Maybe Second Life is the only social MMO that is still alive. There's no such thing as a social MMO. They're all combat based. If you 8 months before launch don't have a combat system in your MMO, you do not have an MMO. You have a cash grab scam.
For the eventual real combat system.
Eventual real combat system in an alpha is a full-blown industry griftonomics lie designed to rip people off who just don't know any better because they haven't been ripped off 85 times by these people. Like Albion was a rip-off. Day before was a rip-off. Remnant 2 ended up being a rip-off as of this week. Enshrouded is not a rip-off. They have good combat. But this game is a fucking rip-off. Mortal 2 is less of a scam than this game because Mortal 2 has good combat. Mortal 2 had good combat in alpha. Mortal 1 had good combat in alpha. I played it. So, I'm sorry, since the year 2000, I've been playing alphas that had good combat. I don't know why PAX Day should be allowed to, which I'm not going to, I'm not giving you permission to go to alpha, which is why I was so angry they wouldn't let me in that alpha. I was like, nah, you're looking like, I was so alpha. I was alpha angry. I was like alpha strike angry. Do you remember that they wouldn't let me in that fucking beta? I got trolled by some YouTube random in my YouTube comments from my YouTube record that day. He was like, look at your fucking response after they wouldn't let you in that crappy alpha beta or alpha test. Look at your shitty loser response to that alpha test, you loser, or whatever it was. He was like, you are frankly laughable, I think is what he said. And I was like, nah, if you were actually good at this, you would be angry too, because they're not letting me in they're not letting me in the alpha. That's not a good sign. I've been doing this for 22 years. If they're not letting me in the alpha, that's not a good sign. Every video game company let me in their alpha. Every video game company I can think of, including even ESO. Every game, when you tell them that you've been doing this for 20 years, you have 18,000 achievement points on WoW, and you run guilds, and you have a stream with 4,000 follows and 2 to 5 viewership and all this, they let you in your alpha. But no, PAX Day did not do that. I begged their community manager, and he straight up said no to my face, which is the behavior of a criminal. Now he might cite that, oh, we couldn't just give alphas to everybody. It's a limited amount of people. I accept that as an excuse, and I had to walk with that excuse. I had to accept that as an excuse. That was the excuse that they used. I accept it. It's a lie, but I'll accept it because I can't prove otherwise, right? I'm gonna accept their lie. It was a lie that only a certain amount of people get in this, and it can't be you who's been doing this for 20 years. It's got to be some scrub who got lucky on a fucking key draw, right? And that's a bad sign. And then finally, after watching you, I kind of want to try. Yeah, I want to try. I'm going to try PAX Day in the open beta. I definitely am when they fix this combat. But I don't think they can fix this combat. I look at this combat and I think, no, your engine cannot supply good combat. No. I'm sorry, number 2. I have a broken heart when it comes to PAX Day. When I look at this engine and what it's capable of and what it'll be in a year, and I look at what their combat engine is right now, a year before, right now, as of that beta test, their combat engine should have been done. And instead, we have this. This is death of an engine. It's death of an engine. It's the death of a game. It's death before it was ever birthed. This combat will not be good in a year.
PAX Day, at least.
They can't be. They'd have to restart the entire game. This combat will not be good in a year. And so, yeah, maybe socially PAX Day fits you, but it does not fit me. I am not happy. Oh, the message before. How is Mortal 2 keybinds? I don't know. I can show you if you want. They're fine. Let me log on my hardcore character and get through all this stuff. But I logged in Mortal 2 today for an hour. And I lost my wolf. I got killed. But I did log on Mortal 2 at 5 in the morning today, and I watched 5 Mortal 2 videos because I have more hope for Mortal 2 than I do PAX Day. Because PAX Day doesn't have a combat system, Mortal 2 does.
This test was not focused on combat.
But what Mortal 2 does not have is building. I mean, it has it, but it's not good. It's like buy a deed and go slap it down on the ground and then feed a whole bunch of pointless materials into it. It's not Rust building, you know. It's not DayZ building. It's like dude, Mortal 2 does not have good building, and I don't want good building, so I don't care, right? But that's one of the reasons why I'm willing to play Mortal 2, but most people aren't. Most people are not willing to play Mortal 2. You don't really have a house. You can't really build a castle. They aren't really cool to live in. They're bare bones, fucking buttfuck, nothing burger, empty, right? Like most survival games. And I just don't really have any faith in the Mortal 2 build system. I have faith in the Mortal 2 combat system. Now, Mortal 2 combat system is 10 times what I'm seeing right here from the PAX Day alpha.
And the devs have said that the current combat is a placeholder for the...
Bullshit! No alpha in the history of MMORPGs has ever not had the full-blown combat system in the alpha. Now, there's been history of people changing the system on the recommendations of the alpha test and doing crazy things like New World and taking full loot drop PvP out of the game, right? But there's never been an example of a bad combat system alpha. There's never been an MMO creator with the cheekiness to release an alpha with a soon to be or whatever. What do they call that? Scene missing, right? Scene missing or TBD, right? TBDs are something that Kira TV will talk about a lot with these billionaire, and I mean this, billionaire software developer despot theft circles, right? There's something that you can mark right away in the billionaire software theft scams, right? Is TBD. When they say, oh, it's a social alpha, not a combat alpha, right? TBD for the combat, which means to be determined, right? No alpha in MMO history has ever not had a finely polished combat system that just didn't have what the community wanted, right? Nobody has ever stepped in the history of MMORPGs with an alpha system that doesn't have polished combat. I mean, people have done it, but nobody has ever successfully launched a game afterwards. Anybody who steps in an alpha with a combat system that is non-existent never went live. Does that make sense? I mean, they went live like the day before, but everybody refunded it. And so let's move on to right now today. This is from 8 hours ago. We have the most famous case of this in the history of all gaming, which is the day before. Right? Which is exactly what PAX Day is. It's a bunch of nothing burger game that looks like the greatest game ever made, like PAX Day, till you realize that inside there's no meat, no combat system, no mobs, nothing. There's nothing in this game. There's building, griefing, a lot of superiority and talking down to people. And a core meaty gameplay loop of combat that is missing, right? And so I will do my conversation about this because it means a lot to me, this shit. This combat system is a fucking joke, and we're going to look at it again in comparison to a game that's coming out in a month as compared to 18 months from now, right? Or 24 months from now, right? Like PAX Day, right? There's a game like Enshrouded that's coming out in 1 or 2 to 3 months that's getting glowing reviews from everybody that actually is a game that